3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good morning, fellow Forex traders. We are ending the week on a really nice note. A few things to go over here. We just absolutely a minute or so ago jumped into this GBP USD sell trade. Gonna be a great trade. It had closed out. We got some really nice closures. Before we get started, we'll give everybody a second to catch up and log on here. And I'm going to tell you a quick, interesting story. Because it just feels good. So yesterday I'm out riding my motorcycle and I came upon a casino here near Lake Havasu, Arizona. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go check this out. And I was like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to try my new bidding strategy, which is gambling. Okay. And you guys know that I call Forex gambling. And I got somebody that says something here. What do we got? Derek says, greetings and salutations, fellow degenerates. Degenerate gamblers. Yeah. If you're new and you wonder where that's coming from. So I rolled into the casino and I was like, let's try this. You know, I've been waiting for Vegas, which is, less than a week away, I think. I'd have to look at the calendar. I'm like, what day is it, right? It's Friday, right? So let's see, it's Friday. Yeah, so I'll be in Vegas next Wednesday, the 1st. So I rolled in there and I noticed I wanted to play craps or blackjack or roulette. They had a blackjack table. And I was like, there was only one person sitting there. I really like to play with at least 2 or 3 others so the cards get distributed. So anyway, I found an electronic craps game, $5 minimum. And I was like, let's give it a shot. And I fed $500 into the machine, and I sat there for 4 hours, and I started out bidding a minimum bid of $5. And my bidding concept is really, you know, it's very similar to scaling into a Forex trade, where if you lose, you scale in and you add a little bit more. You add a little bit more. I don't do that directly in Forex, but you know, in the gambling, I did. So, what I did was I fed $500 into the machine, and over a 4-hour period, I made $100 an hour, never lost. And I was like, this is absolutely amazing. Now, I started getting a little tired right after about 4 hours. I could have kept going and made more. Here's a funny thing. So here's when I went to get my payout, they were like, oh, okay, yes, sir. Yes, here's your money. I'm like, are they really going to give me my money? Because I just went there and only won. I only won over 4 hours. So pretty cool. Pretty cool concept. And so that was my test, my very first test of this really simple bidding strategy. And you got to be patient because sometimes the damn craps machine rolls 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 times and nothing happens, right? And then all of a sudden it's win-lose. It's interesting to see that once I start winning or losing, when I say lose, just meaning I have to increase my bet, because that bet increasing wins back any loss up to that point if you do it, you know, mathematically. Once it starts winning or losing, it happens in streaks because nothing's happening for, you know, 10, 15, 20 rolls. And then all of a sudden everything happens in 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls. So it's pretty crazy how that works. All right, let's dig into this. GBP USD entry right now. Current take profit price 1.24803. Now here's what's interesting. We had some incredible movement overnight. This is the free signals, and what's crazy is, and you can't predict this, the amount of closure I'm going to show you in profit for the free signals is more than the entire signal itself, I believe, meaning the entire system, and you can't predict it, right? So let me show you the closure overnight. $4,786.83. Like, what? That was the free signals closure overnight. CAD JPY pushed really hard. I don't know if you guys saw the spike on that. In fact, let's go look at it. The spike on CAD JPY, I was like, what the hell? So luckily we were in a sell trade and the spike was down in the sell direction. Look at that. Look at that CAD JPY, 1466, 1296 as it pushed, in the sell direction. Let's go look at CAD JPY real quick. I want to show you this push. So let's go down I don't know if you guys can see this. Here's the bottom of the candle right here. Bottom of the candle. The wick came all the way down there. What's going on there? That's the banks dumping billions of dollars into the market, probably hundreds of millions, to take out all of the stops because everybody was going this way, right? So they push down, take out everybody's stops, accumulate profit, and then run the price up. And that's exactly what it's doing. So I'm still in some sell trades on this, scaling in on the way up, but that's me. I'm degenerate. Don't do that. I know there's people that listen to me do that, and then they go blow their accounts. Well, you said I could scale it. You're scaling in. I'm scaling in. Yeah, I'm a professional. I've been scaling into CAD JPY for a freaking week. So I noticed something here. Let's see. Mark says, I wore my degenerate shirt this morning with US 30. $587 using a 0.03 lot size. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Mark, is there, did you get in on that, on the high profit signal that I sent out? Because it was interesting. I ended up not taking that trade because it didn't launch my buy limit. I wanted the best price. I'm just tired of jumping in at a price where I know I'm in the range, but it's not going to, hit my ultimate price, and then it pushes really far. I'm in profit, and then it comes back, stops me out at my original price, doesn't go to the best price I could have got, and then continues up. And it's just pissed me off. And I am working on the programming on that, so, so that gets better. But yeah, I'm assuming, listen, someone mentioned in the group that, did you see the US 30 volatility? That's US 30's middle name, volatility. It will make you some money or blow your account all in one trade, right? It's really exciting. I've been burnt enough from it. I could make an entire full-time living trading US 30. And then you're going, and what happens is your human brain gets lulled into, wow, I got this. Look at this pattern. This pattern works out great. Oh, wow, I got this. This is great. And then all of a sudden, the market makers go, all right, we got them suckered in. Everybody thinks here's what we're going to do. Boom, they blow your account. Take all your money. So Mark says, no stop loss to start. That is true degenerate gambling style. I can appreciate that. And Mark said yes, and then scaled in as I saw it move up. Yeah, and we had a news spike this morning, which was, I'm trying to think if I think I was looking at gold. I was looking at gold when the news spiked. So, we were doing a buy on gold, so that would be a sell on US dollar. So I seen gold shoot up, right? It was pretty good. I set my stops into a little bit of profit, and of course gold came back and took me out at minimum profit. So I was like, all right, I'm not messing with this morning. Frankly, I should say this to you guys. It may be obvious, but I'm going to say this. The number one reason, because I could manually trade, the number one reason I trade with an algorithm and automation is it wears me the fuck out sitting there at the computer, staring at the phone, stressing about trades. I would much rather do this. I would much rather wake up and go, oh, look, $4,786.83 in profit. Beautiful. Oh, have some coffee, go out for breakfast. That's what I want to do. I absolutely could and have in the past made a full-time job of sitting there watching the charts and doing entries, even with my algorithmic system where you can add in and scale into trades. I've seen people recently do that, where they add into the trades that my system is doing, and they lose their ass. So in the end, and you'll see, again, another teaser of something I'm going to release, or the thing I'm going to release after Vegas. And when am I going to do that? You know, I'm leaving Vegas on the 8th. I'm going to head to Huntington Beach, California for a week, and right on the beach. And during that week is when I'm going to launch this new mindset, this new way, like the thing I'm going to talk about, the best value I could ever bring to you, the reason I trade Forex, the reason you probably should trade it, right? And I'm going to do a little bit of an what do I want to call it? Like an offsprout of what we're doing. It's going to be a plug-in concept. It's the same thing we're doing. I'm using the 10 pip hybrid. I can't even talk this morning. The 10 pip hybrid feed. But it is a brand new mindset of why I'm doing this at all. And I can't imagine, if I'm convinced, I can't imagine that you wouldn't be convinced that it's the best way to go in the entire world. I'm sitting here doing so well with my first time bidding at the casino on gambling craps. I made $400 in 4 hours yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to have a $10,000 week in Vegas. I'm going to have a $10,000 week. Absolutely. So that'll be fun. And you know what? Because I got all day to sit there. All freaking day. I'll gamble 12 hours a day, right? What I've planned on doing is I'm going to do like $500 bankrolls. $400 bankroll, I think mathematically is what you need. But I'll say like $500 bankroll and just do minimum bids on the table. Make $100, walk away. We'll walk around. Come back, make $100. That way I'm not sitting there for 6-8 hours straight gambling. Because it takes some time, because you know, you're not trying to risk it all, and you're doing a very methodical mathematical bidding concept. So we just looked at, oh look, GBP USD, a little bit of profit. Let's go look at it on the chart real quick. Let's see, 30-minute, let's zoom out a little bit, or zoom in a little bit, I should say. That's looking pretty good. I'm not saying it's going to go to the take profit, but that is an algorithmic AI neural network decision right there that is impressive. The RSI-4 is not maxed out, but hell, it's up at 75%, right? And it's headed down. So, listen, here's the problem. I seen someone last week hear me say this on my live sessions and want to get rich overnight, and they started scaling in. You know who you are. They started scaling in, and the price went against. They added more, they added more, they added more. My system only added 2 or 3 trades. They added like 15. Don't do that, you guys. Don't be that degenerate. If you scale in once. If it goes against you, okay, let's wait. Price is not ready to hit the take profit. Let it come up and come back down, and then you can enter again. But don't enter all the way up if the system isn't entering all the way up. The other thing to do, if you're going to manually scale into these trades, listen to me, because here's the thing I meant to say. I must not have said it. Don't scale into these trades manually with a fucking degenerate lot size, because when it goes against you, you don't have enough in your account to add the other trades at the top as it rounds the bend and comes back to the take profit. If you're going to degenerately enter, like right now, this is saying GBP USD, it's saying sell. Go ahead and enter manually if you want to, at a little bit, at a tiny lot size, at something small. So if it does go against you, you can scale in like the system's going to say. And here's what I would do, okay? I'm not trying to get rich, and in fact, I'm going to show you how to get rich with Forex trading that has nothing to do with Forex trading. Again, I'm going to show you how to get rich with Forex trading that has nothing to do with Forex trading. It has to do with the most, what do I want to say, worldly sane way of investing that has worked for the last, since financial markets existed. Okay? It's the smartest thing you can do. So if you leverage Forex to do that, it's the most smartest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. If I could go back 20 years and do what I'm about to reveal to you after Vegas, we'll call it the Huntington Beach, California reveal, because that's where I'll be, and that's when I'm going to launch all this stuff. I'll probably work on the presentation. I'm going to put a video together, because I think I got to convince people that can't see this way to kind of like take your head and turn you and go, oh, look over here, and you'd be like, oh shit, I didn't see that. Okay, cool. So scale into this. If you feel like you want to go into GBP USD, don't go into degenerate lot size. You have to trade these signals as if it's going to go against you. In fact, my mathematical system wants it to go against you because it's going to make more money that way. So if you jump in and you jump in at $1 lot size and it goes and hits take profit, you made a little bit more. If you jump in at $1 lot size and it starts going against you, just wait. Just wait. Because all you really need is one more at the top as it comes back around, especially if the take profit has moved above where your original, scale in trade was, because that's the problem. The fact that it drags the take profit back across your entry, and that entry is never going to be profitable based off of our mathematical take profit. Just slowly scale into it, add a little bit. Not degenerate like I'm going to make $1 billion, because the moment it goes against you again, you're in trouble. The problem with, listen to me on this one. I must have, unless you practice this stuff, you don't really know. But the hedging concept. If the price goes against us here on this particular trade, just kind of goes against us and my system starts scaling in. If you hedge, let's say you hedge right here, okay? And you stop taking, obviously you're hedging because you're up against your margin limits, and you stop taking these additional trades up here, okay? The problem with that is, as the price comes back around and comes back to your hedge, which is break even, you will have missed other trades that were up here that drug the take profit up higher than your hedge. Everything's going to close out. Your hedge is still down here. You're in trouble. The game is, if you're going to hedge, it's an emergency concept. You're bleeding margin level percent. You're bleeding it. I can't take anymore. Because what's your option? If you don't hedge at that point, you're like, I'm going to lose my entire account because it's going to margin out. It's just going to start shutting down trades. Negative, 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 negative. And what happens when it does that? It shuts down a trade at a loss, kills your margin. It's already at the lowest. Your margin comes back down, kills the next one, margin comes down, kills the next one, margin, and it just blows your account out to nothing, right? So the hedge is an absolute emergency concept. The only way, and it's probably not going to happen for you, right? And I'll tell you when it could happen, but the only way to win then is to scale in some trades on the way down and potentially probably break even at best because you missed all of those other trades. The problem is, imagine how much, let's say you missed $10 lot size total worth of trades. Well, you get up there and the price starts coming around. Mathematically, for you to win this trade, you've got to do a 10 lot, a 1.0 trade. And you were already ready to margin out. So if you ever really want the hedge to work, you got to do it early enough. And that's the problem. You do the hedge too early, you're not going to have enough money to come back around. You're going to be in trouble. What's the real answer? Bid conservatively so If you ever had to hedge, it's not a big deal. Simple little protection. You can hedge right at the end. You don't have to hedge at the beginning of a run or in the middle of a run. You can hedge at the end for a little bit, maybe the last few trades. Maybe the thing's going to add 3, 4, 5 trades in a short window. You hedge. You don't take those trades. You let it come back around. But again, it's all about bidding conservatively. And look at GBP USD. We were just in a little bit of profit. Now it's in drawdown. That's what it's going to do, right? It's just going to hover here. I mean, it's Friday anyway, so it's probably not going anywhere. Doug says more nuggets. I think that means more golden nuggets. Doug also says, I love waking up to $200 to $500 and know I'm good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's an incredible day. Now that I'm a professional gambler and I'm making $100 an hour at the casino, maybe I'll just give up everything else in my life. What is this? Mark says, definitely had my mouse over the close button on that US 30 craziness. Well, good for you. So the next thing to look at is the pause section here. Doug says, I hear you now instead of the dog. I hear you now instead of the dog whistle, I think is. I said something yesterday, like, the concept is kind of an old school thing, whereas they used to have these dog whistles that you would buy. And if the neighbor's dog was barking, you would just blow it and you can't hear it, but it would shut the neighbor dog up. They never worked. It was like a little keychain thing, because I remember being over to my grandparents' house and the next door neighbor was barking, and I would blow that thing, and he just kept barking. So, but the point is, there is some sort of probably conspiracy theory that there's some sort of whistle that only a dog can hear. I said I could preach to everybody in the world, but it's like a dog whistle, right? They can't hear me. So, long story short, let's pause here. And I'm going to pull up the next account. The next account that we are looking at is the overall account, which I call, it's the 10 pip hybrid feed, which is my absolute main feed. And it includes some high profit trades. I did not take any high profit trades today in this particular feed. It's the base level feed. It's the number one feed we trade. And in fact, if you were to ask me, in hindsight, if I could go back in time, I would only have ever developed this feed, and I would only be trading this right now. I'd be doing none of the other nonsense. It has proven to be the most stable, easy to trade feed, not getting out of control, consistent profits. If I were smart, I would take everything else away from you guys and go trade the 10 pip hybrid and shut up and like it, right? I'm not going to do that because I know that degenerate gamblers like a lot of different options, so that's cool. However, if you look at my new upcoming concept, which I'll be revealing, the 10 pip hybrid feed is the key. So right now it's in, let's see, 3 currency pairs, 4 total trades. And if you look at the steadiness here, closure overnight, $283.57. Very stable. Every trade was a winner. Doug says it is boring but awesome. Yeah, it fits my personality. It just feels good to wake up and go $283.57 in profit. Watch this when I scale. Actually, hold on one second. I need to look at something real quick. Stand by. All right, back to this. So $283.57. This is the 10 pip hybrid. It also gets the high profit feed, but right now this gives you what the 10 pip hybrid feed is giving. Like, this is incredible results. And this is all automated. I was sleeping. So were you probably. For the week, $9,999.23. And that's even taking some big hits on US 30 that you can see at the top there because of the absolute extreme volatility. And get ready. Get ready. I get that most of the net profit in this account is from the high profit feed. But if I click for the month, $257,344. It's proof of concept, guys. Proof of concept. That's 30 days worth of trading, $257,000. That's on this account, I think that's a 50% return on investment. Could your account handle those big bids? Probably not. Is it the exact same bid, exact same trade that comes to your tiny account? Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't get all emotional when I call your account tiny. We all know it's tiny, okay? I cracked myself up. All right, my coffee's getting cold. Let's look at the one last thing next is the overall feed itself, all trades, all volume. Pulling it up here, we're in about 12, 13 total trades in the system right now. Everything looks pretty stable. Let me give you closed results. Remember how I said free signals? Just due to the dynamics of the pairs that we were trading in the free signals that closed, what was it, almost $5,000 worth of closure overnight in profit. If you look at this, the overall feed itself overnight. So that free signal, because I think, and I'm not sure why that's not necessarily, it's in here. I'm trying to think of what, I don't think I took any, I didn't take any high profit trades in here. I think that CAD JPY was a little cattywampus, but $2,950.71 of closed trades overnight from my algorithmic system. These would be all of the trades. I'm not saying you could take, I'm not saying you should take those. You could. Again, what I would be doing if I was you is trading the hybrid, the 10 pip hybrid feed as if it was your life. As if it was your life. So Doug says you have to start somewhere. Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is, how do I put this? I'm not trying to rip on anybody. It's mindset, okay? If you're trading, I'll give you the mindset that leads people to small little accounts. First mindset. Well, I've watched all the YouTubers. I've bought all the courses. I've bought all the indicators. I've lost my ass on every live account that I've opened. So if I'm going to come into Terry's system, fxwithterry.com, if you're going to come in there, you're going to go, well, I've been burnt. It's like being in a dozen divorced relationships, dozen marriages, just everyone's divorced. You're a little skittish. Like, where's the red flag? What am I missing here? It's the same thing with this. So people come in and they start $1,000 account when they probably could start a $3, $4, $5, or $10,000 account, but they don't want to risk the money. With my system done properly, and there's no guarantee here, but with my system done properly, you can, whatever money you put into your Forex account, you can pretty much rest assured that you're not going to lose your principal balance if you're following my guidance, if you're bidding realistically for your account, because my 10 pip hybrid feed is stable as hell. It just is. You'll notice that it has avoided any of the crazy runaway pairs just by chance. Just by chance. And we got a little bit of a, what was it, a Euro JPY or something like that that went 6 or 8 deep. Beautifully profitable trade for us. Is just fear of loss with money. Money replenishes, right? If you're confident with it, like the one thing I noticed last night when I was gambling at the casino, I was 100% confident. I was just sitting there yawning, right? I was like, I got this because it's my system's either going to work or it's not going to work. And methodically over time, it produced $100 an hour. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Hell, I only used to make $70 an hour when I was flying jets for United Airlines. So I was like, oh, $100 an hour sitting here, gambling. What's interesting is I'm not saying it's going to win every time. My gambling system, right? Not Forex, but certainly if you have enough of a bankroll, you'd have to lose 6 times in a row to lose your bankroll. Like, certainly the odds are there, but I think last night I lost 2 or 3 times in a row, and then I won it all back because of my bidding system. So I had someone come in last couple days and say, "Can I put your system on a $244, $250 account?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you could put it on a $100 account. You could put my 10 pip hybrid feed on a $100 account. You're going to have to pay attention to it. You're going to have to know you're going to have to take absolute minimum bids. You're going to have to know on a $100 account how to hedge out of a trade that has scaled in too many on you. You got to be ready for it." Can the average person do that? No, they don't. They just don't know. I'll end with this. This one blows my mind. You want to talk about, I got to describe this mind virus to you. As I've talked about before, there are mind viruses are things that people would teach you off of YouTube and in the Forex world that they've received from other losing traders. They themselves are a losing trader, so they're just spreading the mind virus. There we go. My phone's going to die. Let's plug it in. The mind virus is this. People come to me and say, "Terry, what's your strategy?" I'm like, "Well, come take my trades." Right? "Well, I want to be able to learn a strategy." I'm like, yeah. I'm like, "Listen, you really don't, there's no strategies that work. And when you say learn it, you mean manual trading." I'm like, "Yeah, you're going to lose your ass manual trading, right? Because you're human. You're going to make errors. You're going to type in the wrong thing. You're going to fall asleep. You're not, you're not on point. You're going to miss stuff." "Yeah, but I want to learn." "Why would I ever want to take signals and profitable trades from you and not know what the strategy is? I want to learn." I go, "Well, listen, it's not a strategy per se. My system is an algorithm that will outperform a human all day long." You guys know this if you've been trading this. You could not do this manually at the level and volume that we do. It's an algorithm. I said, "Listen, you want to go learn a strategy that is really non-existent. They all lose." And I've actually I had to argue with someone for an hour the other day, and I do it just because I want to learn, like, what the fuck's going on in this person's mind. They've been burnt. They want to start a small account. They want to learn my strategy. It's not a Well, what happens when you die, Terry? And here's what I feel anymore. Like, where's the algorithm going to go when you die, Terry? I've got things in place, but you know what? I'm so honored. For the first time in my life, I've developed something where people are worried about me dying. It's so fucking good. That's how I look at it anymore. There isn't a person that doesn't come into this and go, "Well, Terry, great. You're giving me these trades." I mean, yeah, I'm giving you the trades. It's an algorithm. Upon my death, the algorithm will be released. You can all have it. It's pretty simple. There's a few people that have access to it. The chances of us both dying at the same time, well, anything can happen, right? But I'm honored when people start. This is the only thing I've ever done in my life when people are worried about me dying. I'm like, okay, good. But this concept of wanting, like they were wrestling with me, that is a mind virus that you want to learn. Well, I want the skill set. There's no fucking such thing. I've paid people big amounts of money to watch their winning system and lost my ass. And these guys lose their ass. It's like 50-50 most of the time, right? And it's more for entertainment purposes than anything. My system, this algorithm that we are using, is the only one that I've ever seen that can actually produce a consistent, small little profit on a regular basis. It's the only one. I'm out there looking. Do I know everything? Do I have access to everything? No. But I've never seen anything that beats this. So this concept of you wanting to learn a strategy, that is a mind virus. Let it go. Fuck learning. You can't do it anyway. It's like, world-class chess players playing against a computer. Computer fucking smokes them every time. Why? Because of all the reasons that it's not a human. Right? It's not emotional. It's very calculated. So is my algorithm. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. You can't learn it. I can't learn it. It's built. It's all automated. It's so many different things going on all at once. I know how this thing works. I could not manually replicate it. Why are you fucking trying to? You have to stop, right? I'll leave you with this. These people that are, I wanted to learn a strategy, so I'm just going to leave. And I'm like, imagine, I imagine a fork in the road and this person going left, which is, I want to learn a strategy. I'm going to go learn it. And let's say they got 40 years left of their life and they struggle and they fail and their life is terrible. I'm like, because they couldn't make any money, they lose all their money. They give up, they quit. Now they're an elderly person working at McDonald's for $20 an hour in California, right? Or they could have went the right direction. They could have taken a right in the right direction and simply made all the money that they possibly could have or wanted to with my algorithm. It's just simply a little turn right or turn left. So I'm like, what do you want to do 40 years from now and go, well, yeah, that fucking Terry, he's rich and he's doing really well, but I learned what doesn't work and now I'm about to die. So thank you, everybody. Come on, man. We only have so much time. If you found an algorithm that works, goddamn, run it into the ground. Do everything you can to surf off the back of it. This whole bullshit of, I want to learn a strategy. You can't. Well, you think there's some guy or gal at the bank, at the hedge fund that's moving all of the trillions of dollars a day? $6 trillion a day in the Forex market is moved. You think they're sitting there at a computer looking at fucking candlestick charts? They're not. They've got multi-million-dollar algorithms, and there may be some human interaction to say, turn it on, turn it off type of thing. Well, that's about it. Or the human interaction is, okay, algorithm, we're gonna turn you on. Here's the money to work with. Here's how much money. The algorithm's probably even telling them how much money it's going to take to move the market in the way that they want to move it. You are competing against machines. This whole bullshit of wanting, I want to manually learn a strategy so I have the skill set. You've lost your mind. There is no skill set. You can't compete. I've got a pretty good algorithm. It's not a multi-billion-dollar algorithm. It's pretty damn good. You can't beat it. You cannot manually outtrade my system. You don't know where it's entering. You don't know why. And even if you knew that, you couldn't do the volume. You couldn't see the tick price on 22 currency pairs at the same freaking time. It's not possible. It's not possible. So quit trying to learn it. Quit trying to beat it. Leverage it. Leverage what I got. Leverage what I got. So that's it. Appreciate you. Friday. I am going to go offline for a little bit here and make myself an incredibly huge breakfast. Eggs, sausage, French toast, because I just feel like it after having a crazy gambling day yesterday. So that's it. Appreciate you. I'm doing a big motorcycle ride on Saturday out in the middle of the desert. So if you're messaging me and saying stuff, probably not going to have any service. But we'll get back at this Sunday night. And you got anything? Come to the group, fxwithterry.com. Join the Discord group, and I'm here to support you 100% and also be transparent with you and truthful. Are you with me? I'll see you next Monday morning.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.